Good morning, Chairman Tao and esteemed executives. Today, we appreciate the opportunity to present our findings on the challenges faced by Fuyao Glasses Factory as described in the documentary American Factory. My name is Jinling, and my group members are Minghan and Zihe.
Hello, Chairman.
Next.
Hello.
Yes. The next slide is our content. We will present our report by the following process. The first one is what are the issues that Fuyao company are facing? The second is why these issues are occurring. Third one is how to solve these issues. So, what are the issues? According to our research and reports, the first issue we identified is about the money, such as salary, profits, etc. And the second one is the union. The American workers consistently complained that the Chinese management and the top executives at Fuyao didn't acknowledge their workers' rights to occupational health and safety, the rights to appropriate wage, and their rights to respect. On the other hand, the workers are proposing a union branch to fight for their employees' rights, specifically the issue of low wage. However, the company's CEO, Mr. Tao, and your management level completely rejects the idea of having a union at Fuyao because of the fear of losing control over the American workers and subjecting the company to further expense when the union demand wage increase to ensure employees' rights, which leading to a greater financial loss. Therefore, the union and the money are the main problems at Fuyao. The next, Zihe will introduce more information about our report.
All right. Thank you, Jinling. Hi, Chairman Cao. So I'm going to take over from here, and I'm going to explain why the issues are occurring, why money and union are the two major issues in your company. We're going to analyze from different aspects, and I'm going to analyze it from individual change, team change, and my other teammate is going to analyze it from organizational change and change leadership. All right, so according to Cameron and Green, individual change is at the heart of everything that's achieved in organization. Once the individual have the motivation to do something different, the whole world can begin to change. Organizational change begins with individual change. A manager cannot effectively change elements in the organization without addressing its impact on the stakeholders such as employees and workers. Also, according to Cameron and Green, at the individual level, managers require humanistic, psychodynamic, cognitive, and behavioral change management approaches to effectively promote individual change in the organization. In this case, your company Fuyao, the company's management implements a psychodynamic approach to initiate individual change. So I'm going to use the Kubler-Ross change model here as a tool here. You can use this tool basically to anticipate or like to predict the outcome of a change. So one example would be the management team that in your Fuyao, Ohio factory refused to give the American worker a rise in the salary. Fuyao's management assumes that the American employees will eventually accept their salary and compensation system regardless of their initial comments on the issue. They refuse to increase the American employees' $12.84 hourly wage to a reasonable amount of about like 15, 16 hourly wage because they believe they are in the initial stage of the change process, including denial, anger, bargaining, and depression. So the management team believe that the employee is currently at denial. However, it will eventually reach the final stage, which is acceptance. So they neglect the workers' concern with the assumption that they will reach the acceptance stage after a few years of working on Fuyao. So yeah, it's still about the money issue, and it's still about the salary money. However, money is not the only key point in this case. Another key point you as a chairman you need to pay attention to is that your management team does not give employees enough respect. Another example would be Jeff Liu. After you fired the two American vice president, the VP, you put Jeff Liu on the seat. American manager to supervise the American employees. Jeff disregards the American employees' complaints concerning environmental law violations, occupational health and safety, low wages, speed up, and the lack of respect with the belief that they are in the denial stage, and which eventually will reach out to the acceptance stage. Pretty much just like the Kubler-Ross change model says. So, minimal offense about like you and Jeff Liu, you both expect and predict that everything will settle down and work along after the workers go to the acceptance stage. They will just work along with it. Well, the workers they actually didn't go to the final stage. They just stay in the bargaining stage and the anger stage, which even worse than some of them threaten to form a union to fight for their rights, which is the least the least you want to see, right? No union, as you said. If the union come in, then I'm not. Then I'm out. So you have to like figure out why these issues are occurring. As an individual, neither Jeff Liu or you, Chairman, shall listen to what people really want or like what they want to say. No offense, I know it's a bit like rush for you, but you do not build communication between you and your workers or your employees. You do not listen to their needs, which are money and respect. So I'm going to use Maslow's hierarchy pyramid as a tool to analyze on their needs. So the most fundamental idea of Maslow's theory emphasizes that effective change management requires an understanding of the multi-faced human motivational drives and the needs. Employees are motivated to accept change when it fulfills their physiological needs, safety needs, love and belonging needs, self-esteem, and self-actualization. The American employee and Fuyao negatively react to work principles and standards because that you do not feel their needs. Do you still remember this woman up in the right corner? She was working at General Motors and she got like $30 or like $29 1 hour, I think. When her kids like go to her ask for a pair of gym shoes, back then she could just like bought it. But right now, no offense, but like in your factory, she couldn't do that anymore. So according to Cameron and Green, organizations require teams to initiate effective changes because of the complexity and the innovativeness of organizational change demand different skill sets and diverse perspectives. Next, I will use Levin's force field analysis as a tool to suggest that there is a proposed change should only be implemented when its driving force exceeds the restraining force. Initially, until the very beginning, you had American and the Chinese workers, both American and Chinese workers, to serve equally as Fuyao employees. However, later, you evaluate the performance of the American workers and the Chinese workers separately by treating them like as two teams to see like which which teams like doing better based on their efficiency, quality, performance whatsoever, and to say where the change is required. It just creates a sense of urgency for the American workers that they feel like, oh, maybe one day I will be fired because of these Chinese guys. They work better than me. They work like faster than me. So if we just go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, they do not feel sorry. Yeah. Uh, so they do not feel that they are respected. They feel that they are treated as a work machine instead of human. It's actually connected to the belonging and love. They do not feel that they are belonged here and Fuyao. They do not see Fuyao as a big family with them. I'm not sure if you still remember this, but you actually said American and Chinese workers work together and equally identify with Fuyao culture, regardless of their perceptions of employer-employee relationship and workplace culture. So I believe you are giving a message of that you want Fuyao to be a big family or like to be a big house for everyone. Everybody stay here and just like respect each other as a family. However, your team is creating the message or like the resistance for the workers to believe they are actually a family. Next, Minghan will talk more about why money and union issues are occurring in other two aspects.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you for sharing. So, hi, Mr. Cao, and this is Minghan. So today I'm gonna talk about the organizational change and change leaders. Your company Fuyao at the start, the great boss, Mr. Cao, you prefer to tell people exactly what to do by setting strictly rules. Sorry for saying that, but it's worked well for getting things done fast and keeping everything under control. But it wasn't perfect. So sometimes people don't trust each other and feel stressed, or did not want to follow rules, and they thought were unfair or did not meet their needs. Just like Harry said, and changing in a company about the picking direction and getting everyone to work towards the same goal. Leaders can do this in many ways, for being strict to being more flexible. So, for your story, like of changing is good example of Leeway's three depths, which in the PowerPoint. And first of all is unfreezing and changing. The last one is rephrasing. Next, please.
Sure.
So step one is unfreeze. Unfreezing means getting ready for change by questioning how things are done and why. If we are, is look closely at the workers' solutions. Mr. Tao, you and the EU team found out the workers, both in America and China, really needed to improve the factory you bought in Ohio. This decision was based on the deep understanding of the company market and the goals. Being together, American and Chinese workers was a big change, setting up new ways of working and introduce new roles for workers and the pay market for rephrasing step, making this change a regular part of the company. Next, please. After preparing for change, we move to the step 2, which is freezing, like it's changing step. This is where the big shift happen in your company, bringing the new ideas and the ways of the working. The company learns and adapts, aiming the research its goals. For your company, Fuyao, this means having 2,000 workers from America and 100 for China. Maxing these talents was key to doing well in the American market. The changing first was catalyzed by integration of these diverse workplaces, demonstrating a definitive move away from the old ways of operating towards new, more inclusive and efficiency standards. Next, please. Finally, step 3, rephrasing. In the rephrasing step, we will put the new rules of the work schedule and pay them, make sure the change stay in place is pretty good. But it also had to think about why choose these specific rules. Your team were meant to solve problems like people being resistant to change, cultural differences, and making sure pay was fair and motivating. For example, like decide against allow to unions was a big and controversial choice, but it was made to keep control and the direction during this important time of making sure the change lasted. It shows how hard it is to deal with the resistance and make sure the changes stick around. So next one, please. Let's talk about the change leaders. So first of all, I can tell you what is the change leadership. So as Cameron and Green said, tell us that change stuff at work and do it well. You need to great leaders. These leaders have to know where they are going, bring everyone together, and keep everyone put it up to go that way. Mr. Xiao, you are in charge at Fuyao, and you like to things done by your way quickly, and you decide everything and expected everyone to just follow along, no question and ask. I know you are the boss, but it's not. You know, you said that if you don't agree well, some workers could not be a part of the team. So that made big decision, like no letting workers join union because you thought it better for the company. Being strict got things done, but not everyone was happy. Some workers feel they couldn't speak up about the things. Next, please. Just this is your style, focus, and achievement and changes. I'm gonna explain this and continue my speech. So some workers feel that couldn't speak up about things that matter to them, like fair pay or feeling safe at work. Now, there's a nice way to lead called adaptive leadership. It's about listening to your team, trying new ideas together, and leading and learning from what what goes right or wrong. It means making sure everyone feels they part of the family and their ideas matter. Adaptive leader helps their team face challenges and come up with a creative solution together. It shows us that working together and respecting each other ideas makes all wins. This will be help for your uh well company. So that's end of my speech. Thank you.
Okay. Next page.
Oh, I think I'm on the next page, right?
I'm the next page. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Last one. Okay, the last part is how to solve these issues. Based on the above analyze the reason for the conflicts around Mr. Tao and your labor, your management, and the union at Fuyao are associated with inefficiencies in the company's approach to individual change, team change, organizational change, and change leadership. Here are some suggestions that we made for Chairman Cao Yu and the company Fuyao. The first one, Fuyao should adopt Maslow's model to initiate an effective individual change that motivates employees to work towards the company's change. As Carmen and Green propose, Maslow's model encourages positive individual change by fulfilling workers' emotional, sociological, personal, and financial needs. It is an all-around mode that can motivate workers to embrace organizational change. Second, at the team level, the company should consider a more particular team change approach like trustful models that emphasize collaborative relationships with all team members and organization leaders. Trustman's models would help Fuyao drive a successful organizational change through a relation among the team that minimize resistance. Third, at the organizational level, Fuyao should embrace model that promotes cohesiveness by advocating for equity like NELIT and Churchman's congruence model. Through NELIT and Churchman's approach, Fuyao would have appropriate checklists of stakeholders in the organizational change process and ensure their input. And to the last one, communication is an essential part for a company. Leaders should regularly listen to their employees' thoughts. Then we found that Mr. Cao sometimes is a stubborn person. Sorry for offense, but it is a disadvantage of you. So sometimes being humble is good for you as well. Then we hope our presentation and suggestions can help Chairman Cao and your company and resolve your problems. And that's all we want to share with you today. Thanks for your time and listening.
Thank you.
I think I do have a little bit to add on to it. So for the most two the two most concerning issue on Fuyao, which are like money and union, right? So what does union do, Mr. Chairman Cao? The union help the American workers to satisfy their basic needs, right? Which is the psychological needs. So if you no offense, but like if you raise their salary like a little bit higher, so they do not like no longer need to worry about like shelter or like food or anything like that. they will just automatically go to the next level, which is like love and belonging. And for the love and belonging or like self-esteem needs, the unions they doesn't do that. So as long as you give a little bit like raising the salary on the employees, the union is like you don't have to worry about union anymore then. And for the money issue that you are concerning about, as a Chinese, you must I think you do understand one thing is that like 有舍才有得. Sometimes you need to sacrifice a little bit so you can make profit and benefit. So if you just like give them a little bit more money to the employees, they will just like no longer need to worry about like, oh, tomorrow my kids is going to school, I need to pay the tuition, or like next week I'm running out of like orange juice, I need to go to Costco or something like that. So my humble little suggestion on money and union is that you just need to give a little bit raise on the employees' wages. That's all I gotta say. Do
Thank
you
you.
have any
Yeah.
additional?
Last but not least, but from my own word, from my words is motivation is most important in the leadership. So how to motivate employees is most important. So that's my
You mean the create sense of urgency?
yes, that's right.
Yeah. I believe that's all we're gonna say now. Yeah. Here's our reference list. And yeah, thank you, Chairman Cao.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, Chairman Cao.